We would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all back to Celeb Culture, where we bring you the most recent and highest profile celebrity news that will leave you wondering what on earth is going on in the world of Hollywood right now. We are in possession of a tale that is not only mind-boggling, but it is also just plain terrifying. The shocking revelations that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, made during their most recent investigation into Sean Diddy's lifestyle are the subject of this discussion. Believe us when we say that this one is so outrageous that it will make you question whether or not you should ever purchase a mansion, let alone throw a party at your house. The music mogul Sean Diddy Combs was taken into custody this evening in a hotel in Manhattan following the indictment of the music mogul by a grand jury. This is breaking news tonight. He is currently being processed according to his attorney, who spoke to CNN recently. Despite the fact that Diddy has been a household name for decades and is known for his iconic music, extravagant lifestyle, and business acumen, the curtain has recently been pulled back on a much darker side of his life. Cassie, his ex-girlfriend, filed a lawsuit against him, accusing him of years of abuse, manipulation, and controlling behavior. This was the beginning of everything that happened. Behavior now, we are not claiming that they had a troubled relationship. However, if it were a movie, it would most certainly be rated R due to the fact that it contains violent action and dramatic plot twists. While that lawsuit was resolved in a record amount of time, it opened the floodgates for a greater number of people to come forward and reveal their own harrowing experiences with Diddy Man. To tell you the truth, I have been keeping a lot of things to myself as of late. Oh my goodness, I just had a 3.5-hour experience. One of the most shocking revelations came from Rodney Littler Jones, a music producer who had collaborated closely with Diddy Jones. He asserted that Diddy was operating a criminal enterprise and that he was using his fame and power to manipulate and take advantage of those who were in his immediate vicinity. Given his name, Lil Rod, you would anticipate that he would bring the heat, but this was on a completely different level. You guys, if you thought things couldn't possibly get any worse, turn around and see that they actually do. An additional sexual assault lawsuit has been filed against Diddy, but this time is being brought by a former male employee who claims that Diddy engages in inappropriate physical contact with him. Taking these allegations seriously, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, initiated a comprehensive investigation in March of 2024. They carried out searches and seizures at Diddy's residences in Miami and Los Angeles. There is breaking news. The Department of Homeland Security has just confirmed to CNN that federal law enforcement agents have conducted raids on properties owned by Sean Diddy Combs, a musician and producer. However, you should not be fooled by the sunny California vibes that you may be experiencing. These were operations that would not be taken lightly. Agents weren't just looking for socks that had been misplaced, they were digging for concrete evidence that could link Diddy to a much larger and more sinister operation. To tell you the truth, considering the number of parties that he throws, we wouldn't be surprised if they found a stash of glitter and confetti when they were conducting the raids. What they found was beyond anyone's imagination. A network of hidden rooms and underground tunnels was discovered by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, beneath Diddy's properties. To add insult to injury, these were not any ordinary rooms. We are talking about fully equipped prison cells that come with locks, surveillance cameras, and soundproof walls. It is almost as if they have stumbled into a real-life escape room, but with actual prisoners. If this is what he meant when he said bad boy for life, then we believe that we need to do a serious rebranding. I just want to get everything out in a good way. I tried to tap into that feeling as much as I could, but there are times when you have to let that out. There were living victims contained within those cells, which was the most horrifying aspect of the situation. You read that correctly, folks. That's right. During the time that Diddy was out there making hit songs and celebrating his lavish lifestyle, it is alleged that people were being held captive during his notorious freak-off parties. That's right, parties that are completely out of control. At this point, when we think of freak-off parties, we picture a lot of dancing, maybe a little bit of wildness, and most definitely not anyone in shackles talking about a party. Those who have been wronged have started to come forward and talk about the terrifying experiences they have had. They recount situations in which they were tricked into entering Diddy's properties under false pretenses, only to discover that once they were inside, they were trapped in a living hell. A variety of forms of mistreatment were inflicted upon them. They were forced to take part in activities that they had no interest in, and they were under constant surveillance to ensure that they were unable to flee. Imagine arriving at the event with the expectation that you are about to have the time of your life, only to discover that it is more like a reality show version of Survivor with absolutely no chance of winning. We are currently representing 120 individuals who intend to file civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs. In addition, we will be filing claims against a large number of other individuals and entities, which we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. As the investigation progressed, it became abundantly clear that this was not simply about Diddy's personal actions, rather it was about a well-organized, highly secretive operation that involved a large number of individuals. It is possible that you are curious about how he was able to conceal all of this information for such a long period of time, as stated by the victims. Diddy silenced anyone who had the audacity to expose him by employing a combination of threats, blackmail, and his powerful connections. To put it another way, it's almost as if he was playing his own version of Game of Thrones minus the dragons. However, because of all the backstabbing, victims who attempted to leave or speak out were met with severe consequences. Some individuals stated that they had been subjected to physical harm or that their families had been threatened if they did not comply. On the other hand, who would have thought that obtaining a backstage pass could come with such a high price tag, considering all the drama and danger that is involved? One might get the impression that Diddy is currently in the process of casting for a new reality show called Keeping Up with the Captives rather than simply throwing parties. In the course of the FBI's ongoing investigation, additional evidence was discovered. Cell phones, computers, and documents that painted a chilling picture of what was going on behind closed doors were discovered and confiscated by the authorities. The sheer amount of evidence that was presented, in addition to the number of individuals who came forward, made it more difficult for Diddy's allies to deny the truth. We mean, at this point, it is not just a rumor, it is a full-blown documentary that is currently in the process of being made, and who knows, it might end up on Netflix with a star-studded cast, possibly starring a certain someone who just can't seem to stay out of trouble. The media's obsession with this case has reached an extremely high level of intensity. Whether it be the underground cells or the secret tunnels, each new revelation seems to add another layer of horror to a story that is already shocking. The details are so unbelievable that it is almost impossible to believe they are real, but as the evidence continues to accumulate, it is becoming increasingly difficult for anyone to defend Diddy's actions. Even if Houdini were to try to escape this mess, it would be difficult for him to do so, and he was a serious professional. Attempts are being made by Diddy's legal team to clear his name, and they are working around the clock. In spite of the fact that they have dismissed the allegations as without foundation and accused the FBI of engaging in a witch hunt, let's face it, when your mansion contains literal dungeon cells, perhaps it is time to reevaluate the decisions you have made in your life. What could possibly be a nightmare for a real estate agent? Here is the living room, the kitchen, and over there are the cells where we store all of the party favors. Oh, and here is the living room. The repercussions of these revelations could have a significant impact. In the event that the allegations are found to be true, it may result in the termination of Diddy's career and possibly even a sentence of imprisonment. There is a possibility that additional musicians and executives will be implicated in the scandal, and the music industry is already preparing for the impact of this scandal. Believe me when I say that this could be the most significant shakeup in the industry since the Me Too movement, and it is not even close to being over. We will continue to keep a close eye on all of the developments as the investigation into the matter continues. There are lots of questions that have not yet been answered. Approximately how many people were killed, how long has this been going on, and who else was involved in this incident? The responses to these questions might bring to light disclosures that are even more shocking than those already known. Waiting for the next season of your favorite show is similar to waiting for the next season of your favorite show, except that the cliffhangers are real life and the stakes are much higher right now. It is essential to acknowledge that one, it is largely due to the bravery of those victims who have come forward and their courage in sharing their stories, that this dark side of the industry has been brought to light. Not only does it serve as a wake-up call, but it also serves as a reminder that no matter how powerful and influential someone may appear to be, they are not above the law. What are your thoughts on these shocking revelations? Sometimes the most terrifying stories are the ones that take place behind closed doors, where the glitter and glamour are unable to conceal the horror. Consider the allegations that have been made against Diddy. I am curious about the impact that you believe this will have on his career in the music industry as a whole. Does it seem like every time we turn around, there is another celebrity making headlines for all the wrong reasons? Is it just me, or does it seem like this every time we turn around? Instead of competing for a spot on the Billboard or charts, it seems as though they are all making a bid for a spot on the most wanted list. As a result of this process, I anticipate that a great number of influential individuals will be divulged, as well as a great number of shady secrets. The potential challenges that we face are well known to us. Share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Celebrity Fix YouTube channel for more exciting celebrity news. In the meantime, until next time, we will return with additional updates as this story continues to develop. Be inquired at, maintain your awareness, and keep in mind that not all parties are created equal. To avoid a freak-out party that turns into a real-life horror story, it is sometimes preferable to stay inside and have a quiet night rather than going out to a party.